All right. So I wanted to show you guys something I found or just discovered. It's probably already been there, but obviously some of this stuff is new. So currently, if you like, this is a hat. I'm just going to use a hat as an example. If you have a hat on this particular keyboard, I'm going to set it to where octave 1. That's an octave. That's 2 octaves. You only have 2 octaves and then 1 extra note. Okay, so that's the samples that are on the pads. But, and I do say but, there's a cool thing that you can do. So you have those, right? And this is set on MIDI channel 16. You have to set your keyboard to MIDI channel 16 to play it in the chromatic mode across the keys. But if you have pads like this keyboard, the MPK Mini Plus, if you hit Shift Global, you can go down to MIDI, put it on 16, but your pads can be on a separate channel. So if you put the pads on channel 1, now you have just the pads. Because I never use these pads, if I'm being blatantly honest. I would usually play everything on the keys. But if this is kind of cool, because if I want to use this with this, I could actually, play it in, and it's pretty nice. Anywho, that being said, you still only have the 25 if you're in that range. However, there's something that leads me to believe that they could change that. And this is what it is. There's a new feature that is called, if I'm not mistaken, I'm probably going to say it wrong. It's called Sound Generator. And if you haven't seen that, you go Shift and then you see Record Setting lit up, press it. And now you have like a sine wave or different types of waves. Frequency is where it's at on the keyboard, because if you look below it, it tells you that this is a G sharp 0. And then if you look over here, that's the level, right? Now, in this particular board or this particular thing, if you just play them here, you can only go so far. You're kind of stuck. I don't know how you go further. But if you have a keyboard hooked to it, you have no limits. Watch this. I'm going to start with, let's just start with G1. You can barely hear it, right? Come down further. This is a new octave added. Let's go back an octave, back to this octave. You have all the keys. And if you notice, the level changes as I hit the key, showing you the velocity. The frequency is showing you where it's hitting on the frequency of this keyboard, like which note it's hitting. It tells you right below what note you're hitting. So Roland, come on now. If you can do it here, that means it can be done. Let us do it on the pads. I'm saying let us be able to either move through the pads and have more octave range. Because to me, that's kind of lame to like limit a person. So Roland, I know you probably don't watch my videos, but because I'm not one of your guys who gets it for free, but at least consider adding more octaves to this. Because you did it here, so that means it's doable. You just got to give us those octaves. And the reason why we need octaves like that is because if you're playing chords, when you're limiting yourself to, this isn't good for chords, but let's see if we scoot down. If you're playing chords or octaves, you want to have more than just 2. It's it's cool for a bass line. It's cool for, because sometimes you don't play too far out, but even a bass line, sometimes you want to explore a little more. So don't limit us that much. Like give us at least 3 octaves. It'd be nice to see 4 octaves. But the fact that you can do it in here, play across as many as you want. Come on now. Fix that. That's a must-have fix. Okay? But the fact that you can play here and play here separate. I'm not good at drumming, guys. But But if you could play, see right now it's just playing off of this, but it doesn't matter because if you go into I'm sorry, here. You see what I mean? If you have the right keyboard for that, what you can do. Anyway, cool stuff, guys. This is just one video. There'll be many more. I'll show you some more stuff as I discover and learn myself some of the new features that you can do. But this one focuses on the generator, sound generator. So now we know what the frequency is. Can you change the frequency? You can change it manually so that you can play it versus and then you get the other notes. In other words, like let's say this is the note, but we want, and this is at -4. You can go in and say, I want this to be, but the problem is, though you can change it here, it does not change. This doesn't do anything. Or at least so far, I haven't found a reason what it's for. Because as soon as I hit the pad, so how do we move octaves? I don't get it. That just changes your scale and the note of the scale. But if I need to move octave, just let us use the banks, right? Press this bank, you can move octaves or something. I don't get why they haven't done that. Right now, it's better if you play that with a keyboard, in my opinion. Otherwise, you're stuck with this. So maybe they'll update that soon. In the present, it's not, or at the present, rather, it's not. So hang tight. We'll see what they do. And SP users, I got to be the most patient users I've ever seen because they haven't had a lot of this stuff for years. So, you know, it's definitely a patient game with all these extras. Now, let's see if I am here and I hit shift. So you can change the pad length and that's how many seconds. Let's see what's the max. 10 seconds is the max. So yeah. The middle does nothing, and the balance is just a panning of the left, right if you want to pan the sound. All right, that's it for this video. I'm out.